Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between XlorD versus Focus. This game taking place here on Northern Isle. One of my favorite maps that was, well, I wouldn't say recently introduced to the map pool, but something that I guess classic players did not really get a chance to play on and test out. Now, what is going to be going down in this particular 1v1 matchup? Well, let's go ahead and take a look. We are opening up. There's Necropolis, Acolyte, going to go ahead and train up. We are opening up with an Altar of Darkness, Ziggurat, and a Crypt in this Undead versus Orc matchup. Meanwhile, other side of the map, Focus, now opening up with Altar of Storms, Barracks, and a Burrow. We'll see if a Voodoo Lounge does come down. And then based off of this, well, we'll see what else is going to be happening next. Hero choices, well, have a very big, profound impact on the game. Blade Master, Harassment, and Farseer Harassment, both very powerful. I'm assuming Blade Master, and it is going to be a Blade Master. Back on the other side, I'm assuming a Death Knight, and it is in fact a Death Knight coming in. So no real crazy strategies or plans coming in so far. The Blade Master, very powerful in the matchup, being able to take down units and really forces the Lich to at least get 1 point in frost armor to try and protect units. The large debuff, in addition to the +3 armor, makes the, well, it really limits the amount of damage that the Blade Master can hope to do, well, until the Blade Master picks up a lightning orb and perhaps can purge away that frost armor while attacking. Things are well underway here as we're taking a look at how things are going. Blade Master should be out here in just a moment. It looks like the timing is going to be that the Blade Master is going to go after this one Ogre Warrior, and then once the Ogre Warrior is down, perhaps try and sell some items, use that useful item. Meanwhile, the Death Knight out across here using that Rod of Necromancy to attempt to take down this Null Warden here. All right, very interesting. Forcing the Ogre Warrior to actually get aggro onto the Death Knight. I don't know if that was deliberate, but he purposely had the skeletal minions a little bit back. The Ogre Warrior, as you saw them pad around this little campfire, and giving a little bit of additional time for the Ogre Warrior to traverse without actually dealing damage. So the entire point of the early game, a lot of it is damage mitigation, and we see XlorD doing exactly that. If it was deliberate, great job. If it was on accident, well, let's see if it becomes a much more standard play, as that was actually pretty kind of neat. Blade Master not opting to do a lot of harassment, instead looking to get to level 2 by himself. All right, there's the healing salve on the Blade Master. Grunt already taking some damage, gonna pick up a Mantle of Intelligence, not necessarily the item he was looking for, but it looks like the Blade Master will get to level 2, get some critical strike, and then move on out. Death Knight now back on Blight of his own, has another Rod of Necromancy, Claws of Attack +6, grabbing a Crypt Fiend, and both sides playing a rather, well, playing their cards close to the vest type of thing. Both of them are not trying to venture out very far, and both of them just really not engaging against each other at all. Ice Troll High Priest could get taken down pretty fast. It looks like it will get taken down. What is going to be, well, there it is. There's a little bit of that experience. Now going after the Ogre Magi. However, the Death Knight is here, and, well, this does possibly mean problems. Death Knight engaging, that is just an illusion. Illusion will get taken down as the units make their way back around. Death Knight still here. Let's take a look at a double back around. We are going to be looking at the Death Knight. Perhaps going to try and get off some Death Coil skeletal minions. Going to be forced to retreat here as the creeps now going after some of these other skeletal minions. All right, are we going to perhaps see death of that skeletal minion there? That skeletal minion does give a little bit of experience, now finishing off the remaining ones, and that is going to be nice for a little bit of bonus experience. Not much, but every little bit helps at this stage in the game. Death Knight, is he going to try and land a Death Coil off? There is an illusion, and illusions can still actually disrupt the healing salve, which seems a little bit broken right there. Being able to use an illusion to disrupt your healing salve could cause a bit of problems. You can dive in across units and then try and disrupt without really risking anything at all. Blademaster in the back there. Is he going to go after that? Oh, does he pick up the item? I don't believe. Actually, I do. No. Yeah, Pure Up the Vitality was picked up by the Blademaster. Blademaster gets a Death Coil, chasing after a Crypt Fiend as the Death Knight saves that low hit point unit. And now the Blademaster needs to get away. Pure Up of Vitality, a very big item here. Meanwhile, the illusions causing problems, causing traffic here as the grunts will be forced to back up again. Blademaster healing salve back up once more. Let's take a look where all those units going to go, trying to chase after that Death Knight. Death Knight, however, does still have Unholy Aura, so it is still considered a very fast unit. Coming back here, we are looking at a tech to tier 3 already. Shadow Hunter going to be joining in on this fight. We could be looking at a much more traditional build, going for Bestiary. Are we going to be looking at a Spirit Lodge? No, we are not. Nothing like that yet. And then perhaps adding a third hero in that Tauren Chieftain. Blademaster still keeping track of the Death Knight here, and if it's able to perhaps cause a little bit more disruption. Oh, who's gonna get it? Death Knight gets the level 3. Blademaster, however, gets the Scroll of the Beast and is able to back away once more. Death Knight of XlorD doing a good job maintaining experience, but still having a difficult time getting those items. Those items are very in value. But a Pure Up of Vitality and a Scroll of the Beast are both very powerful items that, well, you would really enjoy. Potion of Greater Mana now on that Shadow Hunter. Death Knight illusion gonna go ahead and get finished off here. Blademaster still wandering around as the Shadow Hunter gonna come across the army here. That is a real Death Knight, not just an illusion. And well, that is actually a little bit of a surprise there. I think, I guess I'm assuming Focus thought that perhaps Death Knight was not the real deal and just let it simply run by. And hats off trick to XlorD, knowing not to engage there. As you can see, well, a little bit of auto attack heal once more as the units are now trying to head back again. Well, Ice Troll High Priest finally going back to sleep. Blademaster is at 2. Shadow Hunter is at 2. Ensnare now done. Raiders gonna make their way out. Skeletal Minion once again taken out. Little bit of experience getting added in still as the Death Knight may try and set up an expansion. Well, actually, I don't think XlorD is going to be trying to set up an expansion here. I think XlorD really wants to get into about a 50 supply army, have like 2 Obsidian statues, maybe 2 or 3 2 destroyers and some Crypt Fiends, and then just really engage, being able to focus down with those units. XlorD seems to be playing a very traditional strategy right now. 1 Obsidian statue currently already out on the field, a second follow-up, and now coming in as well. 39 supply compared to 36. No, that's a Crypt Fiend, not an Obsidian statue, and there's only 1 Obsidian statue. All right, XlorD gonna be forced to engage right here in this narrow choke point. Healing wave bouncing around. Raider trying to dive in after, but there's a roar, and down goes the unit. Obsidian statue down to 85 hit points. It is going to end up getting bursted down. It does have frost armor trying to get away, and it looks like it will still get taken down there. At what cost, though? That is the question, as we're looking at that grunt getting hit at down to 88 hit points. Death Knight going to go ahead and launch a Death Coil, finish it off. Blademaster now looking to get away. Berserker upgrade just now done. That little bit of delay perhaps could have saved that grunt. Coming back over, Lich desperately wants to get to level 2. Pit Lord added as a 3rd hero. Howl of Terror and Frost Armor really going to reduce the amount of damage dealt by that Blademaster. If the Pit Lord is able to dive in, that is a very big sign. Death Knight now gets a little bit more experience. Blademaster, well, there is a Health Stone right there. Sobi Mask as well. And was that stolen from the creep again? Yes, it was. That Blademaster continually stealing and pickpocketing all of XlorD's items. Focus has been playing a game of just pickpocketing his opponent and just stealing some very expensive and powerful items. Lich will finally get to level 2. There is still 1 Obsidian statue now making its way in from the back. A second one now getting added. Are we going to perhaps see a 3rd? And then from there, perhaps try and get a destroyer. Destroyers are very useful in the matchup, but then again, Berserkers have become much more powerful in addition to Riflemen for humans. making, well, destroyers, as the Back to Warcraft guys like to say, a bit of a trap. In years past, yeah, in literal years past, it's always been safe to try to go for destroyers, as destroyers were not easily taken down. Now that the attack speed and damage, or damage of the berserkers and riflemen are added in, they are significantly stronger. PitLord coming across over here. Does it have cleave? I can't really tell. Or does it have Howl of Terror? I think it might actually be cleave. There's the healing wave bouncing around as the units are trying to engage, trying to finish off more units again. Low hit point Crypt Fiend able to back away. More damage coming through as we're looking at the PitLord finally get down a Howl of Terror onto many of those berserkers again. All right, no additional stomps. Obsidian statues are actually in the back, not offering support, as XlorD doing a great job finishing off many of Focus's units. Death Knight still off over here, and they're looking at a still possible engagement, as the Obsidian statues, if they were close enough to provide mana to the Lich, we could have seen a couple of Frost Novas and or Death Coils go down. 1 second.
We're under attack.
Coming back over here. Lich now making its way through, clearing up some of those little creeps again. It looks like Focus is ready to come in and engage, perhaps try to push back. It's a 46 supply compared to 50 supply army, both players in no upkeep. So the armies are pretty much even. At this stage, are we getting in Banshees now? Yes, Banshees for that curse and an Acolyte of XlorD trying to expand. Is XlorD trying to do too much right now? That is going to be the big question. But we also see that a Sentry Ward spots this Watchtower trying to be built. That Sentry Ward watching this Watchtower is pretty much a go sign for XlorD's expansion, because he knows Focus is going to be trying to establish up an expansion as well, and he's going to want to try and play close and back home. All right, Howl of Terror. Yes, there we go. There's a Howl of Terror across multiple units. Units could get taken down. Healing Wave trying to save, as you're going to take a look as they're all engaging. All right, Frost Armor onto the Obsidian statue. Yes, to try and protect. Raider now going after that right there. Damage getting added in. Death Coil is saving the Obsidian statue, taking so much damage, finally taken down. One of those critical units as the Kodos are trying to eat Banshees. Another Obsidian statue taken down, and Focus completely switching the script here, getting in so much damage and getting so much value out of those ensnares. 2 Obsidian statues down. Raiders are finally getting lost now. 42 supply compared to 42, but in a war of attrition, losing your heals is a very big deal. Blade Master going to go after that Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend, however, instantly saved by a 400 hit point heal. Tauren Chieftain trying to stay alive as well. Death Knight low on mana. Are we going to see some other units get taken down? There is a Dust of Appearance, another healing wave. And the Shadow Hunter just doing a great job keeping all of those units alive. Shadow Hunter purposely staying close to the Voodoo Lounge, perhaps able to buy some additional items as we see the Scroll of Town Portal finally go off. Blade Master sitting at 3, Shadow Hunter sitting at 3, Tauren Chieftain sitting at 2, selling a rather expensive item. Meanwhile, down here, XlorD does have his Necropolis up. Now, this is a situation where Focus, if he doesn't have proper scouting, may actually overestimate his position. You can see Focus actually only sitting on a Watchtower and a Voodoo Lounge, not actually going for the expansion. So if this is a head fake, it would be a head fake of epic proportions, as the Death Knight now tries to make its way in. All right, damage going to get added in. Tauren Chieftain right there, 55 experience. Howl of Terror coming across units, now trying to bounce around every which way. Death Knight now getting ensnared. Death Knight could be in trouble. Are we going to see a Scroll of Town Portal added in? No, what was that? I believe that was a Dark or a Death Pact to keep that Death Knight alive. And yes, it was a Death Pact right there, so that the Blade Master could not finish off the Death Knight. Meanwhile, additional Acolytes coming on to this Haunted Gold Mine here. Still no expansion by Focus. And, well, does XlorD know that the expansion is not yet up and running? That is key. If that expansion is not up and running, well, there is a significant gold advantage every minute. Tiny Great Hall now getting added here. And, well, that's one of the benefits of Tier 3 Orc. Well, no expansion. 1 moment, 20 seconds later, a Great Hall already done, nicely finished off for you, as we're going to be looking at perhaps some Ziggurats. Nerubian Tower is getting added in to try and protect this expansion location. Lich is at 3. Death Knight is at 4. I don't see a Scroll of Town Portal anywhere amongst these units. 2 Obsidian statues as well, but those Obsidian statues have been focused down rather fast. We'll see if they will continue to stick around for very long, as the southern portion of the map now finally starting to get cleared up. Let's take a look at this. Goblin Laboratory cleared out very fast. Both armies are going to find each other here in just a moment. Let's take a look. There goes a Berserker trying to back away. Blade Master has a Cloak of Flames, goes straight after a Banshee, and that gets taken down so quickly. No, that Cloak of Flames dealing damage just if you're standing next to it, hazardous to your health. There's a Sentry Ward placing down as the Blade Master is currently invisible. And if he's invisible but he's revealed, does his Cloak of Flames still deal damage or not? That's actually, because I would assume if a unit is invisible, but like say it has Lightning Shield on, well, say does it actually still reveal, or does it still do damage? I don't believe so, but I'll have to double check that. I would assume invisible units can't do damage, even any sort of those other effects. Banshee's now added in 58 supply compared to 60. Focus quickly set up this expansion, and we are once again even. And that is really one of the best things about Orc Tier 3, how fast they can set up an expansion. It felt like XlorD had his expansion up and running for quite a bit of time, but it only turned out to be about a 1 or 600 gold difference between the two. What is that? 8,390. Yeah, about a 700 gold difference, which translates to about, well, a minute and 10 seconds. All right. Magnetar Reaver joining in on the fight here. Let's take a look. Pit Lord gonna go ahead and get a Crix around here, but the Blade Master is already here, ready to go. Blade Master could cause some major problems. Damage now coming in. Magnetar Reaver, there's a Howl of Terror. More damage coming through. Magnetar Reaver does drop a very useful item, and the Magnetar Reaver now walking back. Blade Master gonna say thank you, picks up the item, Helm of Valor, and now what is going down here? Raider now down. Lightning Shield, Pit Lord with Stomp. Pit Lord is still dealing a lot of damage with that Lightning Shield, as you can take a look. All right, focusing down more units, and all of a sudden, Orc, knowing what it feels like to have Lightning Shield cast around him. All right, the Pit Lord losing that Lightning Shield, getting another one now, trying to finish off more and more units as the Obsidian statue is looking to back up. Berserkers are chasing after those units again as the Tauren Chieftain now gets to the level 3. Pit Lord going after some of those Kodo Beasts. Kodo Beast low on hit points. Crypt Fiend now back out onto the field. As you are taking a look, the Berserkers are just focusing after those Obsidian statues. And now the Pit Lord is still alive and well. That's going on here. All right, trying to focus down some of those units. Lich does not have that much mana. Are we going to see another Berserker fall? Yes, we will. Banshee's trying to chase back the other way. Death Knight comes across with a Death Coil, and there goes some damage as well. Tome of Strength +2 left behind. Burrowed Crypt Fiend alive and well, and XlorD, who I thought actually lost that battle momentarily, but no, those burrowed Crypt Fiends were saved, and it now has a commanding 13 supply lead. Going into the next fight, who did he also gain more experience? Level 3, level 3, level 3, going up against a level 4, almost level 5, level 3, and level 3. So almost level 5, almost level 4, and a level 3 Pit Lord. This is going to become crucial. We don't see a Sentry Ward down here any longer. One Obsidian statue is bringing up the rear. It needs to really heal up and provide mana to all of these units before, well, XlorD is going to be ready to go. This is a little bit of the downside. He needs to get all of his units working again. 3-1 upgrades, going up against 2-1 upgrades with the Kodo Beast aura and also the Tauren Chief Endurance aura. It really feels like the overall damage boost probably belongs to Orc until the Pit Lord gets off a Howl of Terror. All right. 69 supply. 60 all the way over here. What's with that wording? That actually looks... Why does it look like that? All right, a little bit of a bug there. Another tiny Great Hall getting added in by Focus. He's setting up his third base. Meanwhile, there's still 4 minutes of mining at the main base here. Death Knight, what is he going to pick up? He does have a Ring of Protection +4, not necessarily the item he was looking for. Anti-Magic Shell across all of the Crypt Fiends. And that is really to just try and get around that Tauren Chieftain's stomp. A Troll Berserker quickly taken out. Obsidian Statue, is it going to get ensnared? No, not ensnared. Trying to slip through. Death Knight gives it Unholy Aura as the unit's now trying to move back again. That Blade Master, there's that Dust of Appearance. It's going to try and run back. Pit Lord wants to dive on into this position. 2 Obsidian Statues, 3, really being able to get 1 Devour Magic off would be absolutely huge, as there goes the Howl of Terror. 1 Destroyer up into the air, going after some of those units. Destroyers could get some Devour Magic. Blade Master throws down a Stomp. More experience again as the Tauren Chieftain continues to fight its way through. There goes another Spirit Walker, as we're looking at the Destroyers trying to fight back against all of these Berserkers that seem to be focusing it down. Army bouncing around once again. Kodo Beast going to get taken down, and XlorD holding a pretty good line as the Destroyers are going to continue to try and engage. There's some more Devour Magic again going after the Berserker. All right, a little bit of missing happening. Lich low on hit points, but is temporarily invulnerable as the Destroyer down to 71 hit points. Is it going to Devour Magic? No. Ends up getting taken down since it auto-attacked. Obsidian Statue down to 2 hit points. There it goes as well. As you can see, 1 big Frost Nova could take down multiple of those units there. No, a Healing Wave lands first. Crypt Fiends burrowing, however, I believe Dust of Appearance was already cast on them. As that, there goes another, another Death Coil to try to save that Crypt Fiend. Level 5 now on the Death Knight, but not going to be able to save the remaining units, as all of these fights are going the other way. 55 supply compared to 45. This Kodo Beast, is it going to get taken down? It is body blocked. Hex onto the Death Knight. Death Knight now trying to get away. 1 or 2 more shots. No Death Coil. Pit Lord's going to chase after it, and the Pit Lord may be able to get the kill down to 10 hit points, and that is going to be a 7 supply swing. Back down to the south here. Tauren Chieftain is going to be able to get away. Down it goes. No longer in low upkeep. Death Knight is in trouble. Death Knight going to go ahead and use a Death Pact. Tauren Chieftain is resurrected. Crypt Fiend now back out. Shadow Hunter back out as well. Death Knight leading the charge as the Tauren Chieftain is resurrected. Lich low on mana, unable to really slow anything down, and that was the problem. After that, 59 supply compared to 54. Crypt Fiend back out, loss of that 1 Kodo Beast, that 7 supply swing, absolutely huge, as XlorD, well, still behind now, as Focus retrains back up to 65 supply. All right, that additional expansion off over here on the top left, giving an additional 1,500 gold. That is absolutely huge. Pit Lord is right there. Death Knight does have a Scroll of Town Portal. Crypt Fiends could try and make their way in, as we're going to be looking at the Blade Master and the army now try to dive in here as well. Can the Pit Lord finish off enough of those units? That is going to be key. There we go. Units are now trying to make their way back down. Damage going through. Healing Wave. The Crypt Fiend does stay alive. There's a Stomp, though. Level 2 Stomp, as the Death Knight still trying to fight its way back out. Are we going to see a Death Coil? There goes a Crypt Fiend, unable to burrow. Trading Raiders for Crypt Fiends as the battle still raging on. Banshee cursing that Blade Master. Blade Master is constantly missing, as we're going to look at that Crypt Fiend trying to get out. All right, Anti-Magic Shell is going to continue to fight as well, but so many misses happening as the Obsidian Statues are still providing a lot of healing. Tauren Chieftain right there. Level 4 Tauren Chieftain, level 2 Endurance Aura. Death Knight trying to fight is out of this position, as the Pit Lord is still in that front line, using Howl of Terror across multiple units, giving major debuffs to the Berserkers as we're still fighting it through. All right, Berserkers getting taken down. Blade Master down to 258 hit points, now using a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Pit Lord trying to fight through, able to get in more damage, and the Blade Master still just unable to get around Curse and Howl of Terror. This 1 Kodo Beast, nothing in its belly, but you don't want to see the opportunity arise, as we're going to take a look at Spirit Walker now get taken down again. Tauren Chieftain doesn't have enough mana for a Stomp as of yet. Units are still chasing Death Knight, still coming back across over here, trying to get in front of this Kodo Beast. Kodo Beast down to 331 hit points. Healing Wave saves it temporarily, as the Blade Master going after that Crypt Fiend again. Crypt Fiend, well, quickly burrows to hide. Banshees are just trying to run away. Low hit point Kodo Beast. Is it just going to get taken out by that cleave? No, it is not. And those burrows just working so well to stop the Blade Master and the Tauren Chieftain as they're playing a game of whack-a-mole. All right, burrowing another Crypt Fiend. 3 Crypt Fiends currently burrowed, currently getting healed. 56 supply compared to 49. And Focus is still having a big lead now as we see a Scroll of Town portal unburying those Crypt Fiends, and they're going to try and teleport out. Teleporting out of a bad spot. XlorD also actually, well, is he mining more than his opponent? I do not believe so. The main expansion has been done mining for quite some time. Temple of the Damned getting additional Banshees. This corner expansion still mining away, and XlorD knows he needs to take it down. 61 supply compared to 53. This may be for everything. Destroyer up in the air, and Burrow could get taken down very, very quickly. Gonna go straight after that Burrow. Burrow gonna get taken out. Lich is right here. Blade Master shows up, and in comes the damage. Burrowing on that Crypt Fiend, not going to be enough as the Pit Lord going to be getting into that front position. All right, let's take a look. Death Knight, Ensnare onto the Obsidian Statue. Obsidian Statue going to have a difficult time. Are we going to see Absorb Mana? No, not in time. Destroyer could have used a bit of mana right there, trying to fight its way through as we're looking at, well, Berserkers absolutely trying to fight their way back out. Tauren Chieftain, is he going to throw down another stomp? It looks like it's in the midst of a whole bunch of units, and well, Focus is just absolutely tearing apart XlorD's army now, as even the stomps and the burrowing not enough. Sorry, the burrowing not enough. The stomps counteracting there. Level 5 now on the Blade Master. Lich about to go down. There it goes. Level 5 on the Shadow Hunter. And once we have 5/5 on the Shadow Hunter, Blade Master going up against the Death Knight and a level 4 Pit Lord, that should be the end. Focus really coming back. That timing and the use of the pocket Great Hall, or the tiny Great Hall, absolutely huge. You can take a look. Overall total score, XlorD had a good lead at some point, but was unable to get as much out of his units towards the end. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.